Okay, we'll recite with the prayers first. Hare Krishna. Welcome all devotees to ISKCON Harlur. Sorry, ISKCON HSR. So for the Sunday feast, Sunday evening feast class. So welcome all Matajis and Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Danat Pranam to everyone. So today we'll be discussing on Bhagavad Gita. So can somebody tell which chapter we are discussing right now? What is the chapter name? Can somebody tell?
Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga.
Okay. So we are discussing content of Bhagavad Gita summary. So this second chapter is basically, if you're not getting time, you can read only second chapter. It's whole Bhagavad Gita is summarized in second chapter. So Krishna here talks about all four yogas: Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, how we can do Niskam Karma Yoga. So today we are going to recite two of the shlokas. So we are discussing shloka number 2.33 and 2.34. So before we start our class, it's a saying we should all start with our prayers. So why prayer is important? Prayer is important because when we invoke prayers, we get the mercy of the Lord. We understand that who we are, what who God is there, and what is the relation between us and the Lord. So that's the reason. Let us recite the Guru Pranam mantra. You can recite it after me. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहागण रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखं च हे कृष्ण करुण सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्ते गोपिकान्ता स्तुते तप्त काञ्चन विष्णु सुते देवी प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतिमामं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवती प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यं भाष्यकादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Hare Krishna. So once again, I welcome you on behalf of ISKCON HSBC. HSF. Sorry, I'm still working in the office mode. Okay. Okay, so just now we recited the prayers. That's called invocation prayers. Does somebody knows where it is mentioned? So if somebody doesn't know, so you can open Bhagavad Gita. So in the introduction page, so this invocation mantra is there. So once you go back home, you can recite this mantra. So anytime when you're reading or taking classes, we can read this. You'll get the mercy of the Lord, and then you'll be able to understand Bhagavad Gita as it is. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. So we'll recite this to Shloka 33. So you can repeat it after me. Atha chet tavam imam dharmyam atha chet tam imam dharmayam atha chet tavam imam dharmayam atha chet tavam imam dharmayam sangramam na karishyase sangramam na karishyasi संग्रामं न करिष्यसि संग्रामं न करिष्यसि तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापम् अवप्स्यसि अवप्स्यसि हित्वा पापम् अवप्स्यसि हित्वा पापम् अवप्स्यसि. So now we'll recite the whole shloka. Atha chettavam imam dharmayam sangramam na karishyasi तथा स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापम् अवप्स्यति. We'll read translation. We'll read 34 sloka and then we'll come to translation. Akritim chapi bhutani akirtim chapi bhutani akirtim chapi bhutani कथयिष्यन्ति कथयिष्यन्ति ते अव्ययम् सम्भ सम्भवितस्य चाकीर्तेर्मरणत् अत्रियक्षते मरणात् आतिरक्ष्यते आकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते अव्ययाम् सम्भवतस्य चाकृतेर् मरणद् अतिरिच्यते. So we'll read the translation and then purport. Translation for 33 shloka is: if, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Somebody wants to read the purport? Anyone? Any Matajis? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
Full.
yeah.
Okay.
हिंदी बताओ जरा, हिंदी।
You read in Kannada, you read in English.
हाँ,
After.
I'll read that.
Yeah, yeah. Let Mataji read this. Yes.
ಭಾವಾರ್ಥ ಅರ್ಜುನನು ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ ಯೋಧ. ಶಿವನೂ ಸೇರಿದಂತೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಮಹಾದೇವತೆಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹೋರಾಡಿ ಕೀರ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸಿದ್ದ. ಬೇಡನ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಶಿವನೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹೋರಾಡಿ ಅವನನ್ನು ಸೋಲಿಸಿ ಅರ್ಜುನನನ್ನು ಅವನನ್ನು ಸಂತೋಷಗೊಳಿಸಿದ. ಅದರ ಫಲವಾಗಿ ಪಾಶುಪತಾಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದ ಅವನು ಅಸಾಧಾರಣ ಯೋಧನೆಂದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತಿಳಿದಿತ್ತು. ದ್ರೋಣಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಸಹ ಅವನನ್ನು ಅರಸಿ ಅವನು ತನ್ನ ಗುರುವನ್ನೇ ಕೊಲ್ಲುವಂತಹ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ಆದುದರಿಂದ ಅವನು ಸಾಕು ತಂದೆಯಾದ ಇಂದ್ರನು ಸೇರಿದಂತೆ ಅನೇಕ ಮಹಾ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಂದ ತನ್ನ ಶೌರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು ಪ್ರಶಂಸೆಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದ. ಈಗ ಯುದ್ಧ ಭೂಮಿಯಿಂದ ಹಿಮ್ಮೆಟ್ಟಿದರೆ ಅವನು ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯನಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಅಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಮಾತ್ರವಲ್ಲ, ತನ್ನ ಕೀರ್ತಿಯನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವವನು ಮತ್ತು ನರಕಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಜಮಾರ್ಗವು ಅವನ ಮುಂದೆ ತೆರೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತದೆ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಮಾತುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುವುದಾದರೆ, ಅವನು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನರಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ದರೆ ನರಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾನೆ.
Thank you, Mataji, for reading. Okay, so I guess Prabhu will read Hindi, I'll read in the English, so we'll cover all the languages. प्रभु आप पढ़ सकते हैं.
किंतु यदि तुम युद्ध करने के सब ध्यान को संपन्न नहीं करते तो तुम्हें निश्चित रूप से अपने कर्तव्य की अपेक्षा करने का पाठ लगेगा और तुम योद्धा के रूप में भी अपना यश पाओगे। और इसकी रिपोर्ट है, अर्जुन विख्यात योद्धा था, जिसने शिव आदि अनेक देवताओं से युद्ध करके यश अर्जित किया था। शिकारी के देश में शिव जी से युद्ध करके तथा उन्हें हराकर अर्जुन ने उत्थान किया था और वर के रूप में पाशुपत शास्त्र प्राप्त किया था। सभी लोग जानते थे कि वह महान योद्धा है। स्वयं द्रोणाचार्य ने उसे आशीष दिया था और एक विशेष अस्त्र प्रदान किया था, जिससे वह अपने गुरु का भी वध कर सकता था। इस प्रकार वह अपने धर्मपिता एवं स्वर्ग के राजा इंद्र समेत अनेक अधिकारियों से अनेक युद्धों के प्रमाण पत्र प्राप्त कर चुका था। किंतु यदि वह इस समूह युद्ध का परित्याग करता है तो वह न केवल क्षत्रिय धर्म की अपेक्षा का दोषी होगा, अपितु उसके यश की भी हानि होगी और वह नरक जाने के लिए अपना मार्ग तैयार कर लेगा। दूसरे शब्दों में वह युद्ध करने से नहीं अपितु युद्ध से पलायन करने के कारण नरक का भी भागी होगा।
Thanks. Thank you,
इतना
Prabhu.
करेगा।
So I'll read it for benefit of all devotees. So purport, Arjuna was a famous fighter and he attained fame by fighting many great demigods, including even Lord Shiva. After fighting and defeating Lord Shiva in the dress of a hunter, Arjuna pleased the Lord and received as a reward a weapon called Pashupat Astra. Everyone knew that he was a great warrior. Even Dronacharya gave him benediction and awarded him the special weapon by which he could kill even his own teacher. So he was credited with so many military certificates from many authorities, including his adoptive father Indra, the heavenly king. But if he abandoned the battle, not only would he neglect his specific duty as a Kshatriya, but he would lose all his fame and good name and thus prepare his royal road to hell. In other words, he would go to hell not by fighting but by withdrawing from battle. So read from the shloka 24. Translation: People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. Somebody wants to read the purport? 34. English? Yes, Prabhu, you can read, Prabhu.
Both as friend and philosopher to Arjuna, Lord Krishna's final judgment regarding Arjuna's refusal to the Lord says, Arjuna, if you leave the battlefield before the battle even begins, people will call you a coward. And if you think that people may call you bad names, but that you will save your life by fleeing the battlefield, then my advice is that you would do better to die in the battle. For a respect man like you, ill fame is worse than death. So you should not flee for a fear of your life. Better to die in the battle. That will save you from the ill fame of misusing my friendship
and from losing your prestige in society. So the final judgment of Lord was for the Arjuna to die in the battle and not Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So everyone understand English? English is common for everyone. So I'll speak in English. Anyone Kannada? English and only okay, two people Hindi. Kannada is Kannada ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So that's the reason I asked. Okay, so okay, that's fine. So प्रभु मैं प्रयास करूंगा बीच बीच में थोड़ा सा हिंदी बोलूंगा, ज्यादा इंग्लिश बोलूंगा, जहां आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा आप कहिएगा, ठीक है? So we have seen a lot of times we we have been hearing from our childhood that if we do good activities, we can go to Sargaloka, and if we do bad activities, where we'll go? Hell. So this was two concept which we are having from our childhood days. So in this previous sloka also, if you see 33 sloka, what Krishna is telling to Arjuna, if however you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting. Oh, sorry, this is 33 only. 32. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come on south, opening for them the doors of heavenly planets. So in first chapter, Arjuna gave 5 reasons not to fight. Does somebody remember? So I'll just you can remember this 5 letters CESDI. So these are the 5 reasons which Arjuna said, I do not want to fight. And just recap why this situation has been done, then we'll be able to understand why Krishna have spoken these 2 verses to Arjuna. So what happened before the battle of Kurukshetra was being arranged? So Arjuna wanted to see what are the opponents, people are there who have come assembled here in order to fight. What did Lord Krishna did? Lord Krishna drew his chariot in front of whom? Not Duryodhana, but in front of Bhishma, Dronacharya. Huh? Why? Because in our life also, sometimes we'll be put in a difficult condition where we won't be able to decide which is right for us, whether to go right or whether to go left. So Krishna also have put Arjuna in a bewilderment condition in which he was not able to decide what should I do. So then certain symptoms which was there, which Arjuna was trying to show, his body was quivering, his was sweating hard, and all this Gandiva, Arjuna is mentioned, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport that whenever he took a Gandiva, nobody was able to stand in front of him. That the same Gandiva was slipping from his hand because he was not ready to fight with his own fellow members, family, friends, and on countrymen. So he was thinking what will happen. So these were the 5 reasons which Arjuna says. So C for compassion. Compassion for whom? For his family and friends. So this he said, Oh my Lord, I cannot fight. The second reason he says, Oh Krishna, what will happen? Even if I after winning this kingdom, with whom I will enjoy actually. Yeah. See, we are earning here for whom? For our family members. So if you earn only and you don't have any family members, no friends, whom you will enjoy with, whom you will show off. So after the whole war, everyone will die. He knew the consequences, both sides, even the Pandavas and the Kauravas, both people, both the everything well. So whom they will enjoy the kingdom. So he was saying there is no enjoyment even if after winning the war. So the third reason which is given S stands for sinful reaction. Oh Krishna, if I kill so many people, I'll go to Naraka, I will go to hell. So this two shloka is in relation to the third reason which Arjuna have said that I will incur sinful reaction if I don't fight, if I kill so many people. And what was there? D, D for destruction of family traditions. Huh? So what happens? Kul Nashana. So what happens? He's saying if all the peoples here, maximum in the Kurukshetra war, who was there? Elderly peoples were there, men's were there. So he's saying, Arjuna is saying, if everyone die, who will take care of the children? Who will take care of the women in the society? At those time, maximum rulers, what how used to be there? The foreigners will be invade. If they win the war, they will take the whole, they will loot the whole kingdom, and then they will plunders the women's also. They're saying, with that progeny, if whatever is coming, what will happen? The Santana from them which will be coming, they won't be any civilized way. So that's the reason Arjuna was saying the whole family tradition will be lost. If no elder is there at the home, the senior most person, there is no one to check what right or what wrong our children will be doing. So Arjuna was saying this one. So this was the fourth reason. And what the last reason Arjuna said? I indecision. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So indecision means, so Arjuna, after stating all those things in second chapter, is saying, "Oh Krishna, I am not able to decide. So which way to do, whether to fight or not to fight." And then Bhagavad Gita actual starts. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is acting on behalf of us. So in life, when we have a duality, when things go a toss, when we don't know what thing needs to be done, what is right and what is wrong. So we follow the scriptures. So scriptures, there are so many Vedas are there, Srimad Bhagavatam, so many scriptures, but we don't have time to read everything. But Krishna says this Bhagavad Gita is known as Gita Upanishad. So Upanishad also, it's combination of all the Vedas, summary of all the Vedas are there, and there are 108 important Upanishads are there. There are more than 200 Upanishads are there. But this Gita is the summary of all the Vedas. So whenever you are in doubt or whenever you are in distress or whenever you have a problem or any questions, just open Bhagavad Gita, you will get all your answers. So that's what Arjuna says, "Oh Krishna, let me know what should I do." Then the relation of Arjuna and Krishna changed. What happened? It became a Shishya and Guru. Arjuna said, "Oh my Guru, guide me what needs to be done." So at that time, what Krishna says to Arjuna, he said, "You are fool. You are saying about sinful reaction and people will die. You are trying to abandon your duty." Arjuna gave so many examples also. And then what will happen if all these people are dying? What will happen? So Arjuna is chastising, Lord Krishna is chastising Arjuna. What? That if you abandon, what will happen to all these things? About various reasons he is giving. So in this two shloka, especially Krishna is talking, previous shlokas also, Krishna have slowly given the reason. So first reason what Krishna gives to Arjuna, that, "Hey Arjuna, wake up. You are not this body, but actually who are you? You are soul." So till now we have discussed there the various characteristics of the soul, that soul cannot be killed. Yeah, soul cannot be seen with the naked eyes, it cannot be seen with any instrument. So all these things Krishna said, this talks about Sankhya Yoga. So up to 31 shloka Krishna talks about, from 7 to 32 Sankhya Yoga shlokas Krishna talks about. And then after giving this knowledge, then Krishna comes to the third reason, that Arjuna was saying, what happens? I will be getting sinful reaction. So in this two shloka, 33 and 34, Krishna is giving one reaction, giving an example that how, what is sinful reaction. So in this previous shloka, if you see 32 shloka, so he's talking about Swarga Loka here. So he's saying, happy are those Kshatriyas for whom fighting opportunities comes on site, opening for them to the doors to heavenly. So if you ask any army person or defense person who is serving in the nation, so there are some persons, they say they feel very happy that because they have fought a war, live war they have fought, and otherwise they are just preparing for the war. So similarly, there are four ashramas are there, Varna ashrams are there. What are four Varnas? Who will tell?
Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra.
So every Varnas have a specific duties, and there are four ashramas are also there. What are the four ashramas?
Brahmacharya, Grihastha-ashrama, Vanprastha-ashrama,
Sannyasa.
Sannyasa.
So these are the four ashrams which everyone needs to follow. So starting of the 25 years of age, we should try to follow brahmacharya. And then once brahmacharya we are following, then we'll follow to next 50 years, for 25 to 50, 26 to 50, grihastha ashram. And then 50 to 60, we'll try to follow vanaprasth, and then 50 to 60, 60 plus sannyasa. So that's the way our acharyas have told, and scriptures in many in a way. So all those four, Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Shudras and Vaishya. So these are the four four kinds of peoples who are living in the society. So the people who protect the other people are known as usually Kshatriyas. So like we are seeing in the nation, wherever we are living, the army or the defense, there are some people who are protecting us. That's the reason we are able to live so peacefully here. So here, the reason of Kshatriya here it is given. So the duty of Kshatriya is to protect the kingdom and to protect the people, such that they can live in peace and harmony. So he's saying for many of the Kshatriyas, this is if they while fighting, if they die, what will happen? They can go back home, back to Godhead. Is it true? No, they will go to heavenly loka. Again, they need to take birth. So that's the Srila Prabhupada is saying, even if you go to Swarga Loka also, again you need to take birth. But at least he will be awarded, he or she will be awarded for doing his duty. So here in the earlier shloka, Krishna is telling to Arjuna that wake up. He's actually saying you earlier also, you have done this in the past. Then Krishna said, how it is possible? So before this battlefield was done, there is one, how many years in exile Pandavas went?
14.
14 was Ramayana,
30.
13 was there. So 12 was normal and 1 year's Agyatwas. Agyatwas when was there was a agreement between Pandavas and Kauravas. So after 12 years of exiles in the 1 year of Agyatwas, if we are able to recognize you, if we are able to find you, you need to again go for 13 years of exile. This was the conversation between both of them. So during this one year, this five Pandavas actually was in disguise. So can somebody tell me what was Arjuna doing in this 1 year? What was his appearance? Bruna is what?
Wanted a dancer.
Yeah, actually Arjuna got a form of a lady. How does it happen? When Arjuna actually went to heavenly planets in this shloka 33, we are talking about, we'll come to this. Arjuna was a famous Bhattacharya Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. Even his adoptive father Indra. So during this 12 years, Lord Krishna advised him to get all the astra sastra which will be later required for the fighting of the battlefield. So Krishna tell instead of wasting the time, you can prepare for the war, try to please all the demigods and you'll be in the demigods in place, he will be pleased, they will be supplying yours with all the arms and ornaments. So similarly, actually Arjuna went to where? Heavenly planets to meet his fathers and to collect all his weapons. So whom he was, who gave the curse? So Urvasi actually was very, very attracted to Lord Arjuna actually, and she wanted to marry Arjuna. But Arjuna said, I can't marry you like my mother. And then Urvasi actually got very angry and she cursed Arjuna that you, what do you think of yourself? You are very beautiful and all those things. And then she said, you'll be born as a girl. So for 1 day at Svargaloka. So 1 day of Sargaloka is equal to equivalent to 1 year of here. So then he went and Arjuna was thinking, what I have done wrong thing. Yeah, what I have done wrong thing that I've been cursed. He was so much distressed for that complete duration after the curse that Arjuna was not able to think actually what wrong I have done in my life. If sometimes your own family members or your friends or your office colleagues sometimes curses you or make some strong statements, what we feel very distressed and we are not able to do any of those activities. So Arjuna condition was also like that. Arjuna was not able to do anything. And while he was sitting, then Lord Indra actually came. He said, Arjuna, what happened? Why are you so distressed? He's saying, Father, this is so many incident happened and I was once cursed. Then Lord Indra actually smiled and said, this is a actually blessing for you. I said, what do you mean for that? Somebody is cursing me that I'll become a woman, and then you're saying that it's a blessing for me. How is it possible? Maybe you won't understand, but later point of time you will understand. Or when you people will be going for exile in that Agyatwas, you will be getting a body of a lady or a woman. That time this will be there, and your curse will also get over. And in this way, you will be able to utilize. So during those time, even after coming from heavenly planet, actually Arjuna was not able to quantify or not able to relate why it happened to me. I have done all this good. Why bad things happen? So he was keep on thinking, and later all this history happens. So Krishna is actually making him remember. So that infamy, or when somebody curses you, you are not able to handle, and when you're trying to, what you're trying to do, you're not able trying to, or means trying to, sorry, you are trying to escape from your duty. What is the duty of a Kshatriya?
Oh,
To fight, to give protection to all the other people. So here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, if you don't fight, then you will incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. So in the past also you have done, you have reputation as a fighter is there. I'll come jump down to purpose also. Before I'll tell you one more story, then we will be able to correlate this too. So what happened one time, Arjuna, see, Kshatriya is famous for what thing? Before fighting, if they take any vow, they will try to complete those vow. हाँ, जैसे जैसे in Hindi it's a saying, मान जाए पर वचन ना जाए, वचन जाए पर, it's a Hindi, it's English. I'll translate into English. It's a saying, even if I die, my head is chopped off, but my vow shouldn't be chopped off. The vow shouldn't be broken actually. So that's what Arjuna have been in the past. So basically, the Kshatriyas are meant to be. Whatever they take a vow, they try to fulfill those vow for the protection. So there was two Brahmanas was there. So what happened actually? Some or due to other reasons, uh, their children was getting killed. So as soon as the child was getting born, so both of them children was getting killed. So they sought some energy or something. The asuras are there, because of them it is getting killed. But this is one of the pastimes of Lord. Actually, Lord Vishnu wanted to see Arjuna. That's the reason this pastime happened. And what happened? So what he used to do, Arjuna have created. So this house is there. So he shooted arrow all around. Arjuna shooted arrow all around, and there was a band of arrows were there. Full circle encircling this house was there, in such a way that nobody can enter, and no, I mean, all protection was given there. And Arjuna said, if I am not able to protect you, then in the side way only, with my own arrow, I will call the fire and I will give my life up. So this was his Arjuna vow. What happened? Similarly, the ninth child was born from this Brahmanas. Two ladies, Matajis and Prabhujis, Brahmana was there. And after that also, what happened? The child got killed away. Child got killed away, and then the Brahmana started repenting, like, what happened? What bad I have done? And then Arjuna was very sad and he was saying, like, everything I have done, nothing wrong was there. What actually happened? And then as he was preparing, he said, like, Arjuna, you gave your vow to protect our child, but you are not able to protect. Then Arjuna was feeling very, very morose. He was saying, I'm not able to, what wrong I did. Then he just took his arrow and then he called Agni Deva in front of them, and then he was ready to give up his life because he was not able to follow the vow. What happened at that time? Lord Krishna appeared. Lord Krishna appeared and then he said, what are you doing, Arjuna? Is saying, oh Madhav, oh Krishna, I was not able to actually keep a vow. That's the reason I'm giving up my life. So Krishna asked him, who told you keep a vow? Did you ask me? So sometimes in our life also, without we asking about our superiors or our elder family members or our guru, we do certain things. And then that things which we do is not right, we face some of the consequences also. So Krishna asked Arjuna, what did you do? Did you ask me for this particular thing? I said, no. Then Krishna understood. I was like, okay, don't worry. So then Krishna actually, Arjuna, where? Vaikuntha Loka. When he took to Vaikuntha Loka, he saw Lord Narayana is actually lying down and all the kids were playing with the Vishnu Dutas. Then Arjuna was very bewildered. He's saying all the kids have reached to Vaikuntha Loka and then it is there. So then Krishna revealed actually Lord Narayana wanted to see you. That's the reason this all activity was done. So Arjuna was very, very bewildered. So Krishna is actually reminding him. You see, I'm giving you two instances also where you are doing, you're not following your rules and your work, you're getting bewildered. So here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning Arjuna was a famous fighter and he attained fame by fighting by many great demigods. Even one time, Lord Shiva also came in the disguise of a hunter. And when Arjuna was meditating, you might have seen in lot of serials, they will show Arjuna will be meditating and Lord Shiva will. There is a huge fight in between Srila Prabhupada mentioned, and then actually Lord Shiva was when both of them were fighting, there was a huge fight between them. And somehow, with the mercy of the Lord, Lord Arjuna actually defeated Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva was very pleased. Then he awarded Pashu Patra Astra. So in this way, Arjuna have collected so many astras, astra, even his chariot, Agni they were given. He will protected. Then he went and asked for Hanumanji help, and all these demigods have given blessings also. Even Nisa saying Dronachar, he was very pleased with Arjuna. And then he given as a weapon known as benediction that he can kill his own teacher also because Dronachar know in future if there is a war, Arjuna can kill him also. So these all things was there, and then he's saying so he was credited with so many military certificates to so many authorities, including his adoptive father Indra also. So Indra also was even so many Divya Astras in which Arjuna will be able to defeat others. So here saying, but if we abandon the battle, so Krishna and Srila Prabhupada is mentioning the duty of a Kshatriya is to fight. If you don't do your duty, what will happen? Arjuna, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, as a duty of a Kshatriya is to fight, but if you don't do, what will thing happen? You will lose all your fame. Second thing, you will lose all your good name, which you have acquired from so many years. And what will happen? Since you are not preparing, since you are not following your prescribed duties, you will go to hell. How we can assemble? We'll take one practical example. Why it's been mentioned there is a religious duty is mentioned. So it is known as a dharma. So one dharma is there which talks about suppose if in Shastra, according to Shastra, it says Prabhuji should go to office and work or whatever the duties are there, such that he can earn the money and feed the family. If instance Prabhu is not going for work, what will happen? The whole family will die in hunger. So who is responsible for the family will when the family is in the hunger? The head of the family or the Prabhus will be there. So similarly, if the Matajis are there, if the responsibility is to take care of the household activities. So suppose right now we're seeing the summer is starting right now. In the peak summer, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, there is a pitch hot is there, and just now you need to start your stove and then you're tell to cook. It's very hot, or if you take hot or very cold also. And then if we think that if you don't cook, what will happen? Our family will suffer. Yeah. So that's a duty every one of us has that. As a father, as a mother, as a children, we are also children of somebody. So we have a responsibility to take care of the elder father and mother also. Similarly, everyone has the responsibility as a citizen also in which society which we are living. We should be that's a called good citizen. If you are not behaving as a good citizen, what will happen? If you're behaving as a bad citizen, you will be put into the bars behind the jail. So that's a difference that is made. So everyone needs to perform as a sense of responsibility as a duty in which if you're not performing, other things will happen. You will get some bad things or other family members will go. So that's the reason everyone has that duty to do. If you're not taking care of your child, well, what will happen? The child may do some other activities in which you will only get how what I did, my child or he or she became like that. So we have a sense of responsibility. If you don't do, what will happen? You will get all this bad names. Oh, why you're not taking care of your children? How this is the way you have treated or upbringing is have been done. So this all things is mentioned So main thing is that if you don't do your kartavya or the duty, you will be going to hell. That's what it's mentioned in the Shastra is there. So we should be very, very careful that we should do our duties, but how we should do the duties is very, very important. Krishna and Srila Prabhupada is mentioning Bhagavad Gita in future also will say, even if you're doing your whole responsibility, whatever your responsibilities are there, outside of your house, inside the house, even for the society, even for the nation also it is there. If you give your life also for the nation, but if you're not doing those activity which is related to Krishna, what will happen? Punar api janma, punar api marna. This janma mrityu jara vyadhi we need to go through. You have done your entire life full seva to a person or to things or to the society, but again you will go through this cycle of birth and death. So we have got this manav janma. You have got this human form of a body who something higher. What is those higher thing? Is to come to a status or to realize who we are, Krishna, who the God is there. And this can be only understood when we have got the human form of body. Other form of body, when we get, we are not able to realize. So this, after how many times we have got this human form of body, can somebody say? 84 lakh. Thank you, Mataji. So 84 lakh times we have told Krishna that we are not going to surrender. So this time we have done some pious karma in our previous life, then we have got some body in which we can realize. So you are all very, very, I would say, fortunate people that after getting this human form of life, at least you're getting some devotee association. So you had a choice. Sunday evening, you can go and then enjoy, go for marketing, just enjoy and then go for shopping like all other people. But what you are doing? You're choosing 1 hours of your time to come and associate with the devotees and hear Krishna Katha and do some kirtan. So this thing, when you come out from your house, when you think by walking and even if you are going by a vehicle to come to this ISKCON HSR layout to hear the Bhagavad Katha or to take association of the deities, so this pleases the Lord very much. The same vehicle which you go for the shopping or the things, the same vehicle you are using in order to come here to take the association of the devotees, it becomes spiritual activity. So in order in our material activities, what we need to do? We need to add Krishna into our life. When we add Krishna in our life, all the things become spiritual activities. And what will happen? Neither we will get a papa, neither we will get a punya. So suppose, for example, I'll give 1 lakh rupees to Prabhu, or Prabhu I'll take from him. And in this life, I doesn't return to him. So he got the Sukirti because he has donated money to me and I couldn't return the money to him. So he will also take one Janma and I'll also take one Janma in order to return his money. So whatever good things also you will do, you need to take birth. What will happen? You will go to heavenly planets. If you go do good things. After this body dies, the soul will go to heavenly planets. It's just like when you go outside of the country, visa is there. If you suppose somebody is traveling to America, so you'll some savings you will do. Visa will be there for how many months? Suppose I'm just giving example 1 month. So you will take 5 lakh rupees. So 1 month of visa of 5 lakh rupees you have taken. So that 5 lakh rupees, if it is getting finished, what you will do? तो say चलो घर चलते हैं. Money is expanded. Or otherwise, the tenure, even the money is not finished, the 1 month of tenure is finished. What you will do? You will again come back to the hometown. Similarly, whatever pious activities which you do, you will go to heavenly planets. So when your pious karma is been finished, you will again come back here. Similarly, if you do a papa karma, you need to come here also, earth also. So you see, a lot of people doesn't have a eye, doesn't have a hand, doesn't have a leg. So they have done some papa karma in their previous life. That's the reason they're born like this. And there is a hell also is there. I'm not going into that. There are so many. is there. So whatever good or papa karma. So when we do any activities which is relation to Krishna, neither we get a papa, neither we get a punna. So that's the reason we are able to transcend this four activities, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadha, which are the real problems of life which every human goes through. Not only human, in all 84 species of life, everyone goes through. So that's the reason Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita and Srila Prabhupada mentions, so our own Swadharma is actually to worship Krishna and go back home, back to Godhead. If we are not utilizing this body for worshipping Krishna, then we are losing one opportunity. And if this opportunity is being lost, again we need to go through the cycle of 84 lakh species. And then we will get a human Janma. So, Narottam Das Thakur and lot of our Acharya says, Manushya mein janma painu na Radha Krishna na bhalinu jani shunu vishu khainu. That means if we have got this human form of life, if we have not worshipped Srimati Radharani and Krishna in this birth, then we are taking poison and then you wasting our human form of life. So that's the reason it's very, very important that anyhow, in other words, he's saying he would go to hell by not by fighting, but by withdrawing from battle. So it's mentioned, we have discussed earlier also how Janma is very, very difficult. So it's just like a hell also. Even if we are not utilizing this human form to go back home, back to God, when we are there in the home, the child prays to the Lord when he is 7 months of old. He says, "Oh Lord, please get me out from this hell. I am suffering here a lot." And then Lord, if the child is very, very fortunate, then the Lord actually gives the darshan. Lords give the darshan, and then as soon as the child is comes out, he forgets again due to 3 months of material nature. And then he's saying we need to do the duty. So similarly, whatever your kartavya is there, we need to do. Otherwise, what is if you are doing all your kartavya also, but you're not utilizing this human form which is given for, then we are losing the actually meaning for the human life. That's what Krishna is actually telling to Arjuna also, and then further also is saying. So in the 34th sloka, sorry, he's saying people will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than a death. So we have seen nowadays, whatever the generation we are going through, we're seeing the children's lot of suicide cases are there. Why it is happening? It's talking about this infamy. People doesn't have a tolerance level. So Krishna is actually reminding Arjuna, oh Arjuna, in the past, when dishonor was coming to you were thinking to give up your life. You are thinking, why did it happen to you? Today, Vraj Krishna Prabhu was telling in the class that nowadays, whatever the generation it is there, earlier our teacher used to beat us and used to correct us, the superiors. So suppose Murli Prabhu or Guru Prabhu is there. So whatever direction Mataji is there, whatever direction they are giving you, just try to follow. Believe me, if you just follow those instructions what Prabhu and Matajis are giving, you will be able to achieve the goal of human form, which is go back home, back to God. Just try to follow them because it's they are carrying the mood of Srila Prabhupada's Guru Parampara and just trying to give you Krishna Prema. So similarly, Prabhu was saying sometimes being as a devotee or being as a teacher also nowadays teacher is not allowed to beat the children. Why? Child abusement cases will be there. Yeah. If you hit earlier, when we were born, not our parents will scold, even the neighbors used to scold. Hey, kahan ja raha hai? Where are you going? I'll tell your parents. I saw you somewhere walking, not studying. If you bunk our school or something. Nowadays, if your teacher beats somebody, what will happen? Suddenly, full case. Teacher are also aware. So that discipline and that tolerance is actually been not taught to the children. So what happens? Suddenly, when they're exposed to with their colleagues or with any of the friends or teachers is that when they scold or anything that they don't have a tolerance level. When they don't have a tolerance level, what happened? They do suicide. What happened? Somebody is scolded and that's the reason I have suicide. So this Srila Prabhupada mentioned, and Raj Krishna Prabhu was also it says duty as a parents. See, we were talking about the responsibility. Srila Prabhupada talks about the duty of our parents. Parents is there. See, what our parents taught us? Study. Before studying. You said if you pass class 10, then you don't need to study. That's all we have been hearing. So, okay, beta, once you take class 2, study, then your life is set. Okay, Papa. Then we take class 12 also. I said, beta, just take college admission, then your life is set. Okay, we go to college, and then after once we go to final year, when you take your job, then you don't need to study. This is the last stage. Once you get a job, this study is never ending. Then after that, what happened? Still they won't stop. Then said get married. Once you are married, also then they said get children. Yeah, that we all gone through this process. When the children is there, then grandchildren and all in this way, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. What happens? We are slowly dying towards the graveyard. That's all our parents have taught us, and their parents have also taught like this. But Srila Prabhupada says the duty of our parents is if the child is born towards from our whatever the parents and mothers are there, if we are not able to take the children, go back home, back to Godhead, we are not doing our duties. We are doing the same thing. We will also train our kids like that only. So we have got this human form, and then on top of that, some pious karma we have done. That's the reason some children are born with you. And if we are not able to, what we say, make their last life as a human form, then our whole responsibility as a parents is waste. Then Srila Prabhupada actually says we shouldn't become parents. It's a humongous task is there. We need to share. That's what Srila Prabhupada says to make one devotee. See, Prabhu, how much hard work Guru Prabhu and Murli Prabhu is doing in order to make this centers call. He is calling everyone, but still, Prabhu said, Prabhu, I'm very busy this week. I need to go to visit some people and all. We make some excuses also sometimes. Oh, कौन जाएगा? बहुत गर्मी है, बहुत ठंडा है, आराम से सोते हैं ना. So like times we make excuses. So they're trying hard for whom? They have some any self motive. If we are able to go back home, back to God, what else they want? Nothing. So that's the motive is there. So similarly, if we can train our children in such a way, we are doing our responsibility or duty. So here Krishna is again saying Krishna is saying Arjuna was his friend also, and Krishna was as a philosopher to Arjuna. Is saying Lord Krishna now gives his final judgment about what? About the sinful activities. Arjuna was saying, I don't want to fight because if I kill so many people, and we'll see in further also, Krishna gives so many examples why these people you won't be getting anything because these people are already killed by me. Even if you don't kill, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if somebody doesn't believe on God, Krishna says you will be able to see in the form of death. Krishna says, see, time, see, whoever has born needs to die. So doesn't believe in Krishna or God, they will see the Kala Rupa form of the Lord in the form of a death. So Krishna is saying anyone who has born is sure to die. So this all by the nature of me will be killed in future. 11th chapter when it comes, Krishna will be telling all those things. So here is saying the Lord says, Arjuna, if you leave this battlefield before the battle even begins, people will call you a coward. So you have gained so many things. If you suppose now the father or the mother is running, not doing the responsibility. What does in Hindi say? बोलते भगोरा है, भाग गया है. So in say they have run away from that, not taking the all responsibilities and all they will say. So you are coward because you are saying that what you are trying to preach. I'll give you one example also. Srila Prabhupada mentioned, achar hi prachar hai. Means whatever ashram we are having, or we need to preach the same thing. So suppose sometimes it's very important. Adi Prabhu used to give this example. One time we children is calling. Suppose the office call is coming. Yeah. During the office call, the father says to the daughter, "Please pick up the phone and say I am not at home." Yeah. So child understands. They said, "Okay, Papa is not at home." Then she understood. Okay, jhoot means we can lie. We are teaching our own childrens now. Yeah. Similarly, saying, "Oh, oh Arjuna, if you will be running from the battle, what the children will be thinking, or what your own subordinates who was under fighting under you will think. He's saying the Sena Adyaksha have only, the leader have only run away. Why we should fight that? People will call you Napungshak, coward. He's saying that's what Krishna started in then, and then Arjuna came in his senses and said, "Oh Krishna, what are you telling?" And then if you think that people may call you bad names, but you will save your life by fleeing the battlefield, then my advice is that you would do better than to die in the battle. So Krishna is here instructing. So similarly, when we don't know what is right or what is wrong, we should try to get the guidance of the elder people or the senior devotees, or to get guidance from the guru. Yeah. So what we should do, it's whatever your responsibilities are, do that responsibility in a good way. You will be able to go back home, back to God. That's what Krishna is saying. So for a respectable man like you, ill fame is worse than a death. He's saying ना, मरना है एक बार मरो, जन्म जन्म है घुट घुट के मरने से क्या फायदा. In the Hindi we say, he's saying if you want to die also, die at once only. If that ill fame is there, what we'll get? We'll be getting the blaspheming from the other people. Kya kiya? They will be taunting you for the whole life. Will be there. Even if for a suicide also, if somebody dies, any family members dies, the whole family members have to bear the loss also, and the from the nearest and dear ones, they will only say, "You have done something. That's the reason they have suicide." The person who does the suicide, they goes away. But because of them, the whole family members actually suffers. And so he says you shouldn't flee from of the fear of life. So with this, Srila Prabhupada mentioned fear. We all have a fear. Fear for what? Fear for three things. Fear for what has already happened in the past. We keep on contemplating what have happened in the past, and at present we destroy our time thinking of what will happen in the future. So we are always lamenting what have happened in the past, and we keep on having troublesome minding thinking that what will happen in the future, and we don't concentrate on the present. Fear of Prabhu said death, fear of losing our dears and near ones, fear of going money will be going away. This house I have, job I have, whatever is this, to be living in constant fear. What will happen? Even for a death also we have that fear. That is really, but everyone needs to die. So Krishna is saying when we surrender to Krishna, then we won't be getting fear. That's what he said. So it's better to die in the battle that will save from the ill fame of misusing my friendship and from losing your prestige in the society. Because if anything wrong with the society will. So Krishna is saying, my final judgment of the Lord was to Arjuna to die in the battle and not withdraw. So Krishna here it is saying to do your kartabya, do your duty. Further, as we go, Bhagavad Gita will progress. We'll see Krishna will guide Arjuna to do karma yoga. He's talking now. He's saying to do your duty. Then Arjuna will ask further question. Then Krishna will say to do your duty, thinking me, thinking in putting me in between, and then you can progress in your life. Then Krishna will talk about Niskama Karma Yoga. Now we talk about two things, Puna Papa, but when we put Krishna into center, we don't get any of those activities. That's the reason we see right now Kumbh Mela has been done. So a lot of people have got it saying 144 years. After 144 years, this Muharata was there. So people was going to Mother Ganga. What to do? To clean off their sinful activities. Papa. Huh? But what they are carrying? Punya still they have. Yeah. And after coming out from Lord Mother Ganga's blessing, what they will do? They will do Hathi Snana. Hathi Snana means Srila Prabhupada say again we'll do the same old activities. Then how we'll be able to get? So Srila Prabhupada says, see, Mother Gangas, people are taking dip in that and they are worshipping Mother Gangas, and so glorious is that. Think about you, all people, you are so fortunate that the Mother Ganga, which is coming from the lotus feet of the Lord, it is so worshipable. This Bhagavad Gita, which is coming from the lotus mouth of the Lord, How worshipable is that? So you are all directly taking association with the song which is coming from the lotus mouth of the Lord. So it is saying wherever Bhagavad Gita is present in the house, all tirthas, all prayag is already present. So you don't need to, I'm not saying you don't go, you can go and then take a dip also,
Keep Bhagavad Gita.
but keep Bhagavad Gita in your home and daily you can take a bath by reciting one sloka. So that is the importance Srila Prabhupada talks about why Bhagavad Gita is very important. This is a Shastra which is a summary of all the Vedas. One scripture is only there which can is enough for you to take you home back to Godhead. Yeah, so maybe 5 minutes is there, Prabhu. I'll just talk on so how we can understand. Says this Bhagavad Gita which we are talking here. Krishna gave this knowledge to Arjuna how many years back?
5,000 years back.
5,000 years back. So, how many yugas are there?
4
What is the first yuga?
Treta
First yuga, Satya Yuga. Second yuga, third yuga, fourth yuga. So, right now, which yuga is going on? How many years have already passed?
5,000 years.
How many left?
4 lakhs coming up. 4 lakhs coming up.
Yes. So there is the total duration is 4,32,000, out of which 5,000 have already passed. And Lord mentioned in the scriptures, in every yuga, what happens? Krishna personally comes. For what? What is the yuga dharma of Kali Yuga?
कर्म करो अपना.
Mataji? Yeah. So Mataji is right. Every yuga has some dharma. So सब युग का जो है कुछ महत्वपूर्ण है. सतयुग में क्या था? I'll speak in Hindi so that he can understand because he said something different. Yeah, then I'll come to back to English. So सब युगा में क्या है? एक धर्मा होता है. धर्मा क्या होता है? वापस हम भगवान के पास जो है जा सकते हैं. सतयुग में क्या होता है? हम भगवान को पाने के लिए हमें क्या करना है? तप करना पड़ता है. In Satyuga, in order to achieve, go back home, back to Godhead, we need to meditate on the Lord. For how many years? So many years. So people in Satyuga generally live for 1 lakh years. या सतयुग में आदमी का जो आयु जो रहता है 1 लाख होता है. एक जीरो अगर हटाएंगे तो क्या आएगा? त्रेता युग आया. इन त्रेता युगा, in order to go back home, back to God, what need to do? यज्ञ. त्रेता युग में भगवान को संतुष्टि करने के लिए यज्ञ करना पड़ता है. 10,000 साल जो है व्यक्ति जीते हैं. फिर त्रेता युग के बाद क्या आया? द्वापर युग आया. द्वापर युग में कितना साल आदमी जीते हैं? 1,0,1000 साल. उसमें क्या करते हैं? अच विग्रह की पूजा. इन द्वापर युग वी एक्चुअली वर्शिप द डीटीज ऑफ द लॉर्ड in order to go back home, back to God. In Kali Yuga, just by only chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just by only chanting these holy names of the Lord, you can go back home, back to God. We say the average span of a human being is 100, but we are not able to live 100 years also. So this Yuga Dharma of Kali Yuga is to chant the holy name of the Lord is there. And then is saying in every yuga, the Lord personally comes. Lord personally comes and deliver to what to do? To deliver us. We'll see those examples also we have already discussed. So Friday 14th, there is very auspicious day is coming. Does somebody know who what is that?
Holy.
Holi. Yeah, Holi Purnima, Gaur Purnima we say. So what is so special on this day? So we'll be having a detailed class today is 9. So on 16th, you are all invited. So Prabhuji, one very senior devotee is coming. His name is His Grace Tirtha Chaitanya Prabhu. So he's the deity in charge of ISKCON Seshadripuram Jagannath Mandir, Bangalore. So please call all your family members, all your relatives. Why I'll tell you, I'll just take 5 to 10 minutes more to explain you why that day is very auspicious and ISKCON HSR layer to celebrating Gaur Purnima festival. Why it is very important. So our whole ISKCON actually we are doing is based on this God Purnima, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearance day is 14th March. That is the day actually we celebrate Holi also, as Mataji said. That is the day actually our New Year starts. New Year starts. See, 1st January we celebrate. That is English calendar. Our calendar, Hindu, Sanatan Dharma calendars, we follow God Purnima times. That's was our calendar. So, if you want to be in a Krishna conscious way and want to celebrate, so actually we should welcome Chaitanya Mahaprabhu where? In our heart. So, I'll tell about, you can recite after me or with this prayer, and then I'll talk about 5 minutes about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, it will make you to absorb and then welcome on 14 within your heart. You can repeat it after me. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha. So we are reciting. This is very very important prayer. You can recite on Gaur Purnima day also. It's when we offer the prasadam or the bhoga to the Lord. We recite these prayers. So saying, "O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you." So, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? You can see in the picture. So, just Swadhara my below, you can see this Panchatattva is there. So, the middle one, Prabhu, you can paint it out just to show everyone is supposed to resonate. So this side is there. The middle one, he is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is doing like this. So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is himself Krishna, who have come in the bhav of Srimati Radharani. Ek sarir dui jaan. So in order to get the Krishna prema, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have come here to give Krishna prema freely. So this is only one Lord is there who is very, very compassionate. You just take the holy name of the Lord and you can go back home, back to God. So 500 years before, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in where? Navadipa. Where is Navadipa? Is there in the Mayapur, is in West Bengal, Pashchim Bengal, we say. So it's very, very important. And Mahaprabhu, when he came, he have written Shiksha Ashtakam. That's the only 8 stanza instruction which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have given. There are so many kathas which will be hearing on system, but one or two pastimes I'll talk about something which you can contemplate and then bring Mahaprabhu into your house, and then you can welcome on 14th as well. You can come on to temple also, and 16 will be celebrating here on ISKCON HSI layout. So why the Lord's comes in every yuga? We say na yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhakti bharat abhyuthana dharmasya tadapana sijamini. So what happens? So actually the Lord appeared to teach Yuga Dharma. So every Yuga has some of the Dharma. I'm not going to Shloka because we have already discussed also. So the first reason the Lords comes here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or any of the incarnation, the Lords come to teach the Yuga Dharma of that particular. So we have seen Nrsimha Dev appear in Satya Yuga. Treta Yuga, Ram ji came. Dwapar Yuga, Krishna himself came. And Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have come. So he's saying whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious principle, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. And why the Lord comes? The next famous shloka of Bhagavad Gita. 3 reasons he gave. Does somebody know the surah? Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samsthapanathaye sambhavami yuge yuge. The Lord says, "What? Why I come? To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants." And see, sometimes Murli Prabhu, when he used to give the classes of Gita Gyan, he used to nicely says, see, when we go from one places to another, suppose we're shifting from Hyderabad to example, Prabhu used to give this example. So I'm just quoting his example only. So he says, when I'm shifting to Hyderabad to Bangalore, yeah, to just meet your family member. So suppose if you are coming here in Bangalore, your house is there, you will come and then do the jharu also in order to clean. So similarly, when the Lord comes, he kills away all those. To protect the devotees, actually the Lord appears. And in that way, actually, he cleans all those dirty things also. Lord actually, in order to kill anyone, doesn't come here. Actually, he can send one corona, and we can see the consequences. So that's what so much powerful the Krishna is saying. In order to reestablish the dharma, I appear millennium after millennium. So and actually to bless the devotees and then to take the devotees away from here, saying, why are you in this Dukhala Ashasana? Come as be happy in our Guru Vrindavan. So similarly, actually, every yuga we talk about, every yuga has some dharma. You just not all. So this actually Krishna talks about Yuga Dharma Pravitranu Nama Sankirtana Chari Bhava Bhakti Diya Nachamau Bhuvanu. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, third chapter, if you read, if you get a time, so right now 14th, we still have a time. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can read, especially third, fourth chapter, which talks about the external reasons and the internal reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear in this material world. So the Lord is saying, I personally comes. So see, right now there are so many festivals have gone away. The very first festival in the month of February, which have gone, the appearance of Advaita Acharya. And after just few last month, we have celebrated the most merciful incarnation, Lord Nityananda appearance day. So this Panchatattva, Srila Prabhupada is saying when we chant the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. We need to take the name of the Panchatattva also. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta. So Advaita Acharya, actually, what he did, he sat 60 years before Mahaprabhu when he appeared. So 60 years before Advaita Acharya actually he went in near the banks of Gangas, and then he started reciting. He took Shaligram Shila and Tulsi Gram, and then he started offering Krishna and said, Krishna, please come. And then Krishna said, Advaita Acharya's prayers was so intense that Krishna actually appeared and said, why do you are calling me? Oh Krishna, you have forgotten. You tell you that you will personally come in this Kali Yuga, but you haven't arrived. I can see people here are in so much of distress. In order to get their distress down, in order to take them, please come. So this prayers was so intense that Krishna personally came, and we are saying in a one day of Brahmaji, one day of Brahmaji, Krishna personally comes. This which Kali Yuga we are actually born, we are so much fortunate that Swayam Krishna is coming in this Kali Yuga. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna himself in the mood of Srimati Radha Rani, have come. The original Krishna I am talking about. Krishna, so many yugas he comes, but in one day of Brahmaji, personally he comes. So we are born in that Kali Yuga, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally have come here. So Advaita Acharya prayer, so we can pray to Advaita Acharya actually that how he have invoked Chaitanya, that Krishna from Goloka he have come to material world. So we should beg actually mercy to Advaita Acharya. Please give some mercy that our heart is full of anarthas. Actually, the Paramatma is already residing, but due to our false ego, so many anarthas we are not able to see. So we should pray to Advaita Acharya that Krishna comes and please sit down here. So that is the one prayer we should actually do to Advaita Acharya because of his prayers, Krishna have come here. Then there are some confidential also reasons which we will be discussing further on this listing. So in order to release the position of Srimati Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. To understand the transcendental mellow, Krishna came, and then to enjoy the bliss tasted by Srimati Radharani actually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually have come in this material. He wanted to see what is in me that devotees feel so much of awe, reverence. What is in me that Srimati Radharani, without any reservation, love me so much? So, in order to taste that love or the bhava, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in this material world as in the form of a devotee. and he taught us how we should behave as a devotee and what are the process by which we can go back home back to Godhead. So he have taught us Yuga Dharma. Just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Srila Prabhupada have said, if somebody follows four regulative principles and chants 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, in this lifetime only, you can go back home back to Godhead. The more merciful incarnation Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here. So it's appearing on 14th of March. Please pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we can invoke the mercy of the Lord and then we can go back home back to Godhead. And just beside him is Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu is very, very merciful, more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, because he is the Adi Guru. So all the Guru Parampara we are saying Nityananda Prabhu is giving the mercy to all of them. Because of his mercy, we are here able to say something. It is all I'm not able to whatever I'm able to say, it's my Guru Maharaj mercy and Srila Prabhupada mercy and Srila all senior devotees mercy are there. That's the reason I'm able to say. So all this main reasons is Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu, when we ask and say to him, I want Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercy, so Nityananda Prabhu will actually become. So if we want to have prem of Gauranga, we need to have a prem of Guru Nityananda. Without the mercy of Guru, we cannot get the love of Krishna. So my Guru Maharaj actually says, you can repeat it after me loudly. Uh, because if we take the name of Gauranga, we can go back home back to Godhead also. So it's none other than Krishna himself. So you can chant with me. God. So I'll stop it here. If any devotees have any question, now maybe you can ask. So if you want to add anything, Prabhuji, please, anything you can ask. Or any of the personal questions or anything is that you can ask also.